There's a new Walker Kessler rumor. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd Show. All right, guys, like before, like always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. All right, so a new rumor about Walker Kessler. This comes from Tim Bontemps, that Walker Kessler is expected to sign with the Utah Jazz in the range of $25 to $30 million a year. Woo! That's a big contract. That's a lot of reasons to re-sign with the Utah Jazz. Now, if you're worried about that contract, I think we've seen some things in this playoffs that probably makes that worth it. We've seen Chet Holmgren get absolutely destroyed by Victor Wembanyama, and that's really the era we are in now as Jazz fans. If you're like me, you grew up watching your dreams and hopes shattered by Michael Jordan. There is always that guy that you've got to overcome, and the new one is Wemby. And one thing that Walker Kessler can do is he can help you win those matchups. Walker Kessler actually has a .500 record against Victor Wembanyama. Walker Kessler does some things that counteracts some of the benefits of Victor Wembanyama. And we know that Walker Kessler has potential to grow as a player even more than what we've seen. There's been a lot of injury issues with Walker Kessler, which can make you a little bit nervous. But if he hits some of the outcomes that you hope for, perhaps he can shoot a three ball with a little bit of consistency. We've seen flavors of that. Can he shoot more consistently at the free throw line? If he can do those things, then he becomes an even more valuable player. But what we already know he can do makes him a very valuable player for a team looking to have championship aspirations like the Jazz do. Walker Kessler is an elite, or at the very least, a high-level rim protector in the NBA. We still need to see him do that against the best teams in the league, but there's no question that he can, right? We know that he can do that. It's just, does he have the fight to do it consistently and get that nasty, that dog in him, as it were, to be able to help you win these playoff games that you have to win. The older I get, the more I realize that a lot of these advanced analytics, though important, though they are parts of the puzzle, a data point that needs to be considered, the biggest thing is when the bullets are flying, when you're in that bunker, are you going to run out fearless into the night? Or are you going to cower down and roll up like a coward like Chet Holmgren? Which one are you, Walker Kessler? Because if you're the guy that runs out there and is willing to do everything you can to win a basketball game, if you're willing to be embarrassed on the biggest stage, but at least make a play that helps you get that one possession that takes you over the top, because come playoff basketball, every single possession matters. If he can do that, then there's no question that he would be worth the $25 to $30 million. And it's not just the rim protection. It's the rebounding. It's the offensive rebounding. It's the passing. If he can do all those things and do it at an elite level, while also not being a liability in some of the things that he has been before, then he becomes an elite player. The thing that Victor Wembanyama is going to struggle with is size and physicality, which Walker Kessler can bring, and then also pressure at the rim. If Wembanyama has to worry about the dunker spot, if he has to worry about the offensive rebounder, if he's getting neutralized in certain situations by a big that can create screen gravity, then you can become very effective. The other thing that Walker Kessler is going to do is he unlocks everything that Jaren Jackson Jr. is great at. The blocked shots, the dominant floor rim protection. You put Walker Kessler's rim protection, the elite standstill, standing vertical rim protection, the guy that just stands near the rim and blocks everything, that's Walker Kessler. You put that next to the elite off-ball, weak side roaming shot blocker in Jaren Jackson Jr. That is where Jaren Jackson Jr. is absolutely lethal. He roams the paint like a predator looking to destroy human dreams and wants and desires every time. And if he's allowed to roam that paint and do what he does best, this Jazz team has a potential to be real scary and do some things that even the Oklahoma City Thunder weren't able to do. The things that Hartenstein and Holmgren weren't able to do, Utah will. Now, Utah has other questions in other areas, but as far as Walker Kessler, this is a big deal, and he can absolutely be a cornerstone of a great Utah Jazz defense. And then offensively, if he can play with that dog, if he can be ferocious on the offensive boards, if he can have good touch around the rim, and if he can shoot the three and pass the ball from the top of the key, then you've got something real special. And I think Walker Kessler can grow into something like that, right? We've seen him do it. The question is consistency. And if he can consistently do it, then things get pretty exciting. And then rumors like this are very valid. Now, my prediction with this, I think it's happening. We've heard from every reporter that has connections that this is happening. I have my, I've had my what is it? The red flag radar go up a little bit, because why wouldn't you sign him before? It made sense. The Jazz's reason for waiting. But we saw that Walker Kessler was also frustrated that he didn't get a contract. So there was reason to worry a little bit. The thing is Utah has his restricted free agency rights, and they can match anything. So no matter what, they can bring him back if they want. And I have a hard time looking at other teams wanting to waste their time and Utah wasting their free agency period by waiting them out and then matching an offer after a 10-day wait period. I don't know if the wait period for the CBA is the same, but it doesn't do a lot of teams any good if they know Utah's just going to re-sign him. And that could be gamesmanship by the Utah Jazz front office, letting everyone know they're just going to re-sign him to try to deter them from giving Kessler an offer. We haven't seen any reports, by the way, of Kessler meeting with other teams, which is different than what we saw with Gordon Hayward when he signed with the Charlotte Hornets, restricted free agency offer that the Utah Jazz matched. That was bad news bears back then. We have not seen that with Kessler, at least that we know of. It has not been reported, right? So this is actually all good signs that we're seeing these rumors, that this is expected. My guess is Utah wants to wait till the draft is done to just kind of see what happens. They'll also have free agency period, which is what we've heard all along, that Utah may go out and make a signing before they bring on Kessler. In fact, this may be done behind closed doors, and we just don't know. But my guess is Utah wants to wait till the draft is done. They want to get their free agency period done, because maybe Utah wants to go out and give a mid-level offer to someone like Lou Dort or someone like that. Get them on the books. Then you can re-sign Kessler, and your cap is done, right? That's most likely the reasoning that the Utah Jazz are waiting. It's still frustrating. You'd like to get this done, but my guess is that's what's going on right now. All right, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the All-Stars, to the members. You guys are the best. I will talk to you next time. I'm back, baby.